This morning, you're going to be working on a new assignment for your iSearch paper. We're going to be working on getting you started and helping you create a topic or concept map. Okay, so when you write an investigation, you're going to find that it's not just one type of writing like you've done in the past. When you're writing your iSearch paper, you're going to start with your introduction. Your introduction is going to be the part where you talk about what you know, what you can assume. Typically, there is an introductory paragraph, and then you have 1 to 2 background paragraphs. You don't want to go more than 2 paragraphs into your background information because it can be a little tedious for your reader. But you do want to write 1 to 2 background paragraphs that are nice, neat, concise, and they get all the information you need in there for your reader to understand really what your topic is about. And you also really want to talk about the history of your topic. Okay, so then the whole body of your paper is going to be the search. Okay, the search this is where you go through everything you observed, everything you learned in your interviews, everything you learned through your research. This is the meat and potatoes of your paper. This is generally anywhere between 14 to 15 paragraphs. Then at the end, you get to your conclusion. This is what I discovered. This is what I learned in my investigation. Okay, this is where you actually are going to have 2 final concluding paragraphs. One is going to be a conclusion for your entire topic, what you learned, how you learned it, wrap up the topic completely. And then we will have 1 additional paragraph at the very end, and that's what you learned about the process of writing this paper. Okay, but that'll be separate, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so let's review a little bit. You're probably sitting there thinking, okay, we've done a little bit of research, I've done some other things. How do I actually get started on this paper? How do I get going? I'm going to give you a couple simple steps that you can follow that'll just get you started on this paper and get you going so you know when you are on the right track. Okay, so number 1, figure out the required length of your paper. We did this in class already, so you know that your paper is supposed to be between 7 to 9 pages. And we discussed that this would probably be about 21 paragraphs total. But remember, you have an introductory paragraph, you have a background paragraph, and you have at least 2 concluding paragraphs. So that removes 4. So that leaves you anywhere between 15 to 17 body paragraphs. It's important to know this so that you understand and you're sure that you can fulfill the required length. Okay? You don't want to have too much, but you don't want to have not enough either. So setting this paragraph range, this allows yourself some flexibility. So when you're in researching your topic, you're thinking about, okay, how much information do I actually need for this paper? I want to make sure I go deep enough into my topic. I don't want to be too broad, but on the other hand, I don't want to make sure it's too narrow and I only come up with, 5 subtopic ideas. Okay. So, it's really important, and one of the things you want to think about is it's always better to say, okay, if you want to set a goal and say, okay, I really want to meet that full paragraph requirement, maybe I should count on 17 paragraphs instead of 14. That way, it's easier to cut information than it is to try to end it it's easier because remember, it's always easier to cut information than it is to try to have to add it at the very end. The next thing you're going to do, and we've been doing this in class, is you want to set your action item list. Look at your due dates. Look at that pink sheet. What do I have to do by when? Okay, knowing when everything's due, setting due dates for your interviews, your topic map, your outlines, your drafts. This is going to help you so that you don't end up getting behind. And remember, use your time wisely in class. I've given you a lot of class time to work on this project, so make sure you're using your class time wisely. Step number 3 is starting your notebook. All of you should already have your notebook started. We talked about this in class. We go through every Monday where you should be in your notebook. And remember, Don't throw anything away. You get points for everything in your notebook, so it's really important you make sure you have everything done. All right, now here we are where we are right now. You begin researching your topic, and this is what we've been doing. You're going to use this research in a couple days to begin filling in your outline. So it's really important you have enough research to begin writing. Your investigations, your site visits, those are going to help as well. But before, if you want to go into your interviews really well prepared, you need to have done some research first. So make sure you're getting a lot of research done. Now, this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be working on a concept map. The next thing you're supposed to be doing is taking all that information from the research, and we're going to map our topic so we make sure that our topic is not too broad or it's not too narrow. Okay, and then finally, we're going to turn that concept map into a topic outline. So all this information is going to go into the map outline and drafts tab because we're going to create a concept map today. Let's talk about mapping your concept. One of the big ideas here is that you start looking up key concepts to develop your investigation. This is going to help you map your topic to see if the question is too broad or too narrow. Okay, so we're going to start by looking for keywords and synonyms to help you develop your search. Because remember, if your topic is too broad, then you have too much information to include. You're not going to be able to really delve into the investigation and get down into the nitty-gritty of your topic. You're just going to have to remain at too high of a level. But if your topic is too narrow, you're not going to have enough information to fill the required length. So you've got to think about these two ideas. Keep in mind the number of paragraphs you and your partner, if you have a partner, have decided on using for your goals. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, this is a sample topic map for the topic marketing to kids. I start with my question in the middle. Then, as I'm doing my research, I begin to develop these concepts. Okay, so again, I'm looking for keywords or synonyms that I'm going to be using when I'm doing my start. So my topic here is corporate America's desire to increase profits by marketing to kids having a negative effect on today's kids? Once I begin my research, I realize there's different concepts I'm actually thinking about. There's a whole area in relation to food and health. There's ideas that around goods and materialism has, marketing to kids had a negative effect on the materialistic desires of our students, their wants, too many wants versus needs. But then there's also this idea of image and clothing. Now, once I have my big subtopics, now I want to begin to look for connections. And I'm going to begin looking for synonyms, right? Different things that might go in, synonyms for those words, which is why I have food and health, goods, materialism, image, and clothing. Those are different ideas when I'm searching them. But when I begin to look for the connections, I'm going to begin to think, okay, when we talk about this, behavior is a big concept. But behavior can tie to food and health. We definitely know now that our students' health affects their behavior, right? The food they eat can affect their behavior, but so can image and clothing. That can also affect behavior. We also know that medical issues can come out of, poor eating, unhealthy kids, but we also know that these medical issues can affect their behavior. We can see a tie there to goods and materialisms, how they use media to promote these goods and materialisms, but how media can also affect behavior. So you see what I'm doing here is I'm really just trying to find the connections, because the connections are going to help later when I'm writing my outline and I'm beginning to think about my transitioning. Okay, so you can see how this map here is going to begin to help you narrow a search that's too broad or broaden a search that's too narrow, right? And that's what we want to think about, because it's a great first step to guiding you as you begin investigating your topic. Okay, so this concept map is going to be due this Thursday, April 24th. So this week, as you're beginning your research, you are going to be working on this concept map. Okay, tomorrow in class, you're going to work on it even more. The concept map is going to be your first step. Your next step is you are going to be doing more research on Friday, and next week, you're going to be turning your concept map into a topic outline. Okay, and we'll come back and I'll give you more information about that. But right now, today, you're going to be doing more research. You're going to be working on your concept map. Tomorrow in class on Wednesday, you'll be finishing up that concept map. It does not have to be typed, it can be handwritten, but it needs to be neat. There's no point in doing a concept map that you can't read. All right, so good luck today, and we'll talk to you soon.